Audric Estime is primed to take over the Broncos backfield here in the second half of the 2024 season during his rookie campaign. I'm going to break it down for you why I believe that here in just a minute. Of course, please let me know your thoughts in the comments. Like the show as well. We're on our way to 2,000 subs, but guys, let's go ahead and get started on this. I wanted to wait to do this video until after the trade deadline passed today. And the Broncos, while making a deal, getting a 6th-round pick from the Cardinals yesterday for Baron Browning, stood pat today with acquiring any offensive weapons. And so now the question is, are we going to see the involvement of more of our young players with the offense? I wanted to point this out here. A tweet here from Chris Thomason. He does great work. Says NFL Next Gen Stats not kind to Broncos running back Javonte Williams at around midpoint of season. Among expected yards for running backs, Williams rates as tied for 4th worst in the NFL with Ezekiel Elliott at minus 53, trailing are Kyron Williams, minus 73, Zach Moss, minus 66, and DeAndre Swift at minus 57. And this is no surprise to Broncos country. I think if you've been watching him play this year, he's averaging 3.8 yards a carry. Jaleel McLaughlin is right there, I think, at 3.9. But I wanted to highlight this. Sean Payton talked about this yesterday, how it's fair, saying it's fair, according to Zach Stevens, to expect more of Audric Estime moving forward. And now is the time where normally in a rookie running back's first season, you'll see that first half of the season is pretty slow across the board for most rookie running backs. Guys like Tyrone Tracy kind of getting on the field from week 2, week 3 on in their rookie year is rare. Usually what happens is around the midway point of the season, you'll start to see them integrated more into the offense if they are a clear athletic advantage to have back there compared to who they've been putting out there at running back in the first half of the season. And I think that is truly the case here for the Denver Broncos. I wanted to point out a few things here as well. So again, when you look at Audric Estime, 5'11", 227 pounds. The big question mark is, can he pass protect effectively? He has one pass block right now, and I can get to that here really quickly, and then we'll get to his running numbers. Pass blocking, he has one pass block on the year, and so we haven't really been able to see. But I think he profiles as someone, again, with his size. And again, coming from Notre Dame, you got to be incredibly bright to go to Notre Dame. I would imagine that this is something that I expect him to become very, very good at, and why I see him as that Javonte Williams replacement here in the future for the Denver Broncos. Now, again, when we look at the rushing statistics, he has been far more explosive and far more efficient than either of the running backs that we've been putting out there for the most part in Javonte Williams and Jaleel McLaughlin. Right now, on the year, 15 carries, 95 yards, that's 6.3 average. Breakaways. He has a breakaway percentage right now of 22.1% of his carries are breakaways. That's really, really good stuff. You'll take that. Now, comparing that with Javonte Williams, here we go. We can see his breakaway rate is 13.7, again, averaging 3.8 yards a carry. And Jaleel McLaughlin, breakaway rate is 17.3 yards per attempt, 3.9. One thing you'll realize, guys, or notice here is that every single running back has fumbled. Jaleel McLaughlin has fumbled once. Javonte Williams has fumbled twice when running the football, and he might actually have a third when it comes to receiving. Can't remember. But Audric Estime has 2 as well, one against Seattle, one against New Orleans. And so right now, kind of how I see it is, yes, Audric Estime has demonstrated fumbling issues. He has. At the same time, both of our other running backs right now are less efficient and, in my opinion, just as liable to fumble. They are just as much of a risk in that department, to where I don't really see the downside of getting more carries for Audric Estime. That's how I see it. Again, we're at the halfway point in the season. This is usually when you see rookie running backs start to ramp up with their usage. I think right now is a really good time, especially going into a game against the undefeated Kansas City Chiefs, where we need to throw them a look that they haven't seen. And I think Audric Estime could be a very nice punch towards surprising the Chiefs and giving us a little bit more of an opportunity to run the ball more effectively. So, y'all let me know what you think about this. But I think whether you're a Denver Broncos fan or somebody that owns him in like a dynasty fantasy football league, hold on to him. I'm very interested to see if Sean Payton has some coach speak sometimes, so take it with a grain of salt. But I do believe the production at running back this year has just been so porous that I do think you'll see him integrated into the fold a little bit more. Again, he has like 10.5-inch hands. He should develop into a very serviceable pass catcher as well. But you need reps on the field in order to develop all these skills. Again, I think Javonte Williams will continue to see the field because of his pass protection. But outside of that, would love to see more Audric Estime, less Javonte Williams and Jaleel McLaughlin running the football. Personally, I know Jaleel's a nice little change of pace, but his efficiency numbers haven't been that great either. Maybe we see Blake Watson get an opportunity here at this point as well. That could be really interesting. But I did want to point this out as well. We're going to get guys back. Uh, Josh Reynolds, Luke Wattenberg, Drew Sanders, De'Aaron Turner-Yell, as well as PJ Locke soon. So hopefully we can get Josh Reynolds back in a wide receiving core that has just been very brutal right now. Bumblebee on Twitter put this out. Our offensive weapons are so bad that I find it very difficult for A.T. Perry and Donald Parham not to be an upgrade to what we have at the moment. Bo Nix needs help badly. I hope they play Sunday. This is my hope as well. There needs to be accountability in this wide receiver room. You can't just preach accountability and then go and continue to make Lil Jordan Humphrey the third most targeted receiver on the team week in and week out. No, there needs to be accountability. Let's get some guys on the field that I believe are chomping at the bit to have their opportunity to put on a show in the NFL. And A.T. Perry, he's been here for a little over a month. Donald Parham, he has signed here since the end of training camp, I believe. Both of these guys should be in position to where they should know what they want to do, what they're responsible for doing. A.T. Perry, again, was with the Saints and Pete Carmichael last season. So the ramp-up period for him to learn this playbook and responsibilities is definitely expedited. Let's see. Let's just change the energy of some of the guys that we have on this bottom end of the 53 and see if we can't find lightning in a bottle, right? So y'all let me know your thoughts in the comments. Really do appreciate you guys. As always, I'll be back tomorrow with another video. Go Broncos.